1. There will be a clear acceleration in the rejection of truth and an acceptance of darkness. In the past 15 years, we have seen a clear acceleration in rejection of truth, and this will only continue in 2024. The spirit of the Antichrist at its core is against truth. Jesus Christ is truth. Jesus Christ is light. And we can see tides shifting in this world, more and more as people are no longer accepting absolute truth. We are living in a world where people love darkness. Look at the nonsense being accepted in the world today. That is not natural. It's almost as if common sense is not common anymore. Everyone has their own truth. And this will continue. We are living in a world that is in La La Land. A world where some people have rejected reality and have decided to live in their own reality. 2. Preparation for worship of a man. The conditioning of people to follow and worship a charismatic leader or figure will continue to escalate in the coming years, including in 2024. When the Antichrist arrives, it will not take him decades to be revered and worshipped. Right now, the hearts of men and women across the globe are being subtly persuaded by the spirit of the Antichrist to place their trust and allegiance in human man rather than in God. People have the mistaken perception that when the Antichrist arrives, he will have to overhaul the world and shift the way the world operates drastically. But that's not the case. When the Antichrist emerges and takes center stage in society, the world will already be primed for him. Unfortunately, this same spirit of the Antichrist is present in many churches and within many churchgoers. Look at the misconduct occurring in some churches. Look at the immorality present in some religious settings. Numerous churches now seem energized and driven by the very spirit of the Antichrist. It might be uncomfortable for some to hear, but if the Antichrist were to appear today and begin his rule, there are churches that would embrace him. They would not only accept him but endorse him. They wouldn't just endorse him. They would also take his mark and worship him. Why? Because they are influenced by his spirit, which is already active in the world, paving the way for his emergence. If the Antichrist were here today, there are people you know who would accept him and his mark. We often underestimate the influence and activity of the spirit of the Antichrist in our world. 3. The Antichrist spirit will move the world closer to the acceptance of the mark. The concept of the mark of the beast, as mentioned in the book of Revelation, is a haunting reminder of the depths of deception that the spirit of Antichrist can achieve. While we cannot predict the exact form this mark will take, societal trends suggest that people may become increasingly accustomed to the idea of accepting a mark or system that grants them access to goods, services, and privileges. This gradual acceptance can make individuals more susceptible to compromising their faith and allegiance to Christ for the sake of convenience and worldly gain.
Revelation 13:16-17. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. For generations, scholars, theologians, and saints in God have pondered over this prophecy, considering it as a distant scenario in an unimaginable future. However, with the rate of technological advancement and societal shifts we're witnessing today, this prophecy seems less like a far-off vision and more like a looming reality. The digital age has ushered in capabilities we could only dream of a few decades ago. The world we live in today is completely different to the world we lived in 40 years ago. Today, the vehicles through which you are listening to me right now simply were not around and were unimaginable. Biometric technologies, such as fingerprint and facial recognition, have become commonplace. RFID chips and near-field communication, NFC technologies, are integrated into our everyday lives, from contactless payments to keyless entries. Furthermore, there's a global push towards a cashless society where digital currencies and online transactions are rapidly becoming the norm. These developments represent the infrastructure that could, in theory, support the kind of system described in Revelation 13. Moreover, The world's increasing interconnectivity and the convergence of global financial systems mean that implementing a universal system, like the one portrayed in the prophecy, is more feasible now than ever before. We are in the last hour, ladies and gentlemen. The last hour John spoke of is here. The unprecedented events of recent times, particularly over the last 5 years, have showcased the world's ability to rally together and adopt unified solutions. Such unity, while promising in many respects, also sets the stage for a singular world leader or system to exercise the kind of influence described in Revelation. In essence, while we cannot definitively state that we are on the brink of witnessing Revelation 13, 16, 17's fulfillment, the pieces of the puzzle are evidently on the table. The world has never been so primed, technologically and socio-politically, for these events to transpire. It's a sobering reminder of the timeless relevance of ancient prophecies and the need to be vigilant in these changing times. The spirit of the Antichrist in 2024 will continue to work towards this goal for men and women to accept man of sin when he comes.